Okay, so get this, a peace plan, right? Designed to end a month-long war, and it just got completely shot down. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just a simple no. Iran came back with a counteroffer so bold it could change what peace even means in the Middle East. So yeah, let's dive into this high-stakes war of conditions between Iran and the US.
And it all kicks off with this statement. An unnamed Iranian official, quoted by their state-run media, says, "The war will end when Iran decides to end it." I mean, listen to that. That's not a negotiation. That's one side basically saying, we call the shots. This one sentence, this power play, really sets the stage for everything else.
You know, how this message got out is almost as telling as what it said. Think about it. This wasn't some big, formal announcement. Nope. It was leaked through state media from just one anonymous source. Meanwhile, the big names like the foreign minister, total radio silence. That is a classic textbook move. You get to send an incredibly strong message, but you also have plausible deniability. Smart, right?
So that begs the question, how did we even get to this point? Well, before all this public defiance, there was some serious maneuvering happening behind the scenes. Washington had this whole detailed peace proposal ready to go. The problem? You can't just, mail it to Tehran. They needed a secret back channel to get the message across.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? What was actually in this 15-point plan that made Iran reject it so completely? Now, we don't know every single detail. That's all super hush-hush, probably so neither side looks weak. But what we do know is that it was a pretty comprehensive proposal, and its main goal was simple: just stop the fighting. So here's how it went down. The US couldn't just call up Iran, obviously, so they used a go-between, a mediator, and that mediator was Pakistan. We've had senior officials in Pakistan confirm that, yep, they were the ones who carried Washington's 15-point plan over to Tehran. It's a classic diplomatic play when you can't talk directly to your adversary.
Okay, and this is where the story takes a massive turn. Iran didn't just say, no thanks. According to that same anonymous source, Tehran basically took the US plan, tossed it aside, and came back with its own list of 5, get this, non-negotiable conditions. This isn't a negotiation anymore. This is an ultimatum. So let's break down exactly what they're demanding.
First up, condition number 1. They want total security. Iran is demanding an absolute end to all forms of aggression, and they're being super specific here, even calling out assassinations against their leaders. For them, this is about survival, plain and simple. It's about protecting their entire leadership.
Condition number 2, and this one really shows you just how deep the mistrust runs. They're demanding a robust mechanism. What does that mean? It means they want some kind of ironclad, totally verifiable guarantee that the US and its ally Israel can't just decide to restart this whole thing down the road. Basically, they're saying, your word isn't good enough.
All right. The third demand moves from security to money. Tehran wants compensation. They want to be paid back for all the destruction caused by the war. So it's not enough to just stop the fighting. They're saying, you broke it, you bought it. Pay for the repairs.
Now pay attention to this next one because it's absolutely crucial. Iran's demands suddenly get a lot bigger than just Iran. They're insisting that all hostilities stop against their allies throughout the region, what they call resistance groups. We're talking about groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon. This tells you everything about how Iran sees itself. Its own safety is completely tied to the safety of its entire regional network.
And finally, we get to condition number 5. And honestly, this might be the biggest one of them all. Iran is demanding full international recognition and guarantees of its sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz. So, why is this little strip of water such a massive deal?
Well, the Strait of Hormuz is basically the jugular vein of the global oil supply. Think about it. About 1/5 of all the oil the entire world uses passes through that one narrow channel every single day. It's been ground zero for this war, and for Iran, getting guaranteed control over it isn't just about security. Oh no, it's about having their hand on the switch for the entire global economy. So when you lay all this out, you start to see the bigger picture, right? This is way more than just a simple disagreement. These two sides, they're not even in the same ballpark. They're not even speaking the same language about what peace is supposed to be. And here's where you can really see just how massive the gap is. On one side, you have the US offering a plan to just end the war. But on the other side, Iran is demanding an end to aggression, which is way broader, plus money for damages, security guarantees for the future, protection for all their allies, and control over a vital global waterway. I mean, they're not just on different pages, they're in completely different libraries. So the real takeaway here is pretty clear, isn't it? The fight over the peace plan has become a war in itself. This isn't really about just stopping the shooting anymore. This is a pure power struggle over who gets to write the rules for the future of the Middle East. It's all about security, it's about money, and ultimately, it's about who's in charge.
And that just leaves us with this one giant question. When one side is saying, let's just stop the war, and the other is demanding a complete rewrite of the power structure of an entire region, how is peace even possible? With two sides starting from places that are light years apart, finding any path forward, any kind of real, lasting peace, well, it's hard to see how that happens.